Hey guys! So this is the third video in the Your College Guide series. If you would like to see the first two videos, I'll post a link to the video down below. So this week's college guide video is all about putting an end to homesickness, which is actually very appropriate for this week because I just started school 3 days ago. And for those of you that don't regularly follow my videos or follow me on Twitter, I'm a junior this year. And I must say that I feel almost much more homesick this year than I ever did any previous years, which is so strange. But I feel like the older you get, and maybe this is just for me because some people it's the opposite, but when I was a freshman, I wasn't nervous at all, to be honest. And I interviewed a few of my friends and kind of asked them the same questions, and one of the girls that lives in my neighborhood that I just met, she's a freshman this year, and she said the same thing. She just finished her first semester, and she wasn't nervous at all. She said that she was really excited to start, and I don't know, I feel like the idea of it is just kind of built up in your mind, and you as a person just kind of expect so much or something, and you work yourself up, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and it's not like as bad as you think, but for some people it's a lot harder. I didn't really have to go far. I'm only like an hour away, so some people, one of the girls that I lived with last year, she's from California, so she has to literally leave her entire life over there to come over to like the New England side, so it's hard for different people. But for me, I feel like freshman and sophomore year, I wasn't really nervous. I didn't really get homesick, and then it just really hit me. Like first semester was fine this year, and then when I had to leave after Christmas break, it was so sad to leave. So I can kind of give you guys some tips that have been like helping me this semester or like this year, as if I were a freshman, I guess. But as I'm saying in other videos, this college guide series is going to be a little bit more structured because I'm going to be following this book so that it's a little bit more structured, and it's also kind of going to be a book club, so to speak, but I'm adding in my advice as well. So it's the College Girl's Guide to Everything. And yeah, so it's put an end to homesickness. So the first thing that this particular author says, because there's a bunch of different girls that had graduated college, and each of them kind of wrote their own section. So she said, "I fear change, and college is so big. So it was no surprise that I spent the majority of my summer before college freaking out about the thought of being in a new place without my friends, without my boyfriend, without my family. As if preparing for a coming storm, I went around buying everything I could to start thinking of home emergency kit, a stash of items that would remind me of home when I was stuck in a tiny dorm room." So that is the first thing that I wanted to talk about, is that I noticed that something that's like really comforting to me is my mom always uses like a specific scent in the laundry. So if if someone at home uses like a specific laundry detergent and the smell kind of reminds you of home and like makes you happier, or maybe like you have a specific stuffed animal that you keep at home, like don't be ashamed or embarrassed to bring it to school. I have this like ridiculous obsession with Sailor Moon, and I bought a black cat I think when I was in 6th grade, and her name's Luna, just like in Sailor Moon, and Luna goes around everywhere with me, so that to me is a comfort of home. It's like a piece of home that I kind of just take with me everywhere. So what I did was I went to Target and I bought like some sort of laundry detergent that smells really similar to the one that my family uses at home. So that was something that was really comforting. So the author of this particular section is basically just saying to do just that. If there is, a specific thing that's in your room hanging that reminds you of home, sometimes it could be a bad thing, because if you bring too many things from home from college, then you might be thinking about home too much, and you might wish that you were back at home. So I wouldn't suggest to bring your entire room. What I did was I went out and bought new bedding, new pillows, like new decor that was completely different from the room that I had at home. And then I only brought little things that kind of reminded me of home. So, you have to make sure that you kind of like tune in with your emotions, so to speak. And if something makes you sad about thinking about home because you look at this item or you smell this scent and you're like, wow, I really miss home, and it almost makes you want to go back, then I wouldn't suggest bringing it. But if it's something that, you know, makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel more at peace, gives you a better peace of mind to stay in your dorm room, then I would say go for it. So for me, I didn't want to bring too many things from home because then I think that would happen to me. I feel like I would almost want to go home more often. But something as simple as just the laundry detergent, that like my sheets now smell like home and Luna smells like the laundry detergent. It just makes me kind of like feel happier. So another thing that the author was saying is the first week is always going to be kind of the hardest, and it's really difficult to get used to living with someone that you don't know, getting used to, depending where you go or what building you're in, there might be guys or something on your floor, and for guys there might be girls on your floor. I was on a floor that was half girls and half guys, and we never really crossed paths because it was a different side of the hallway, so we never even saw each other really. But it's difficult to share a bathroom with so many different people, so you really have to wake up whenever you are comfortable feeling, like plan ahead how long it usually takes you to get ready in the morning. Go in the bathroom and just kind of scope out the place, see how many other girls are in the bathroom, because sometimes you might want to not rearrange your schedule, but yeah, in a sense, I guess just whatever makes you feel more comfortable. If you want to be in the bathroom by yourself, then maybe wake up a little bit earlier than someone that was in there already, or if you think maybe I can sleep in a little bit more, then go to bed and just kind of wait until that person is done. If you don't really care, then, whatever, but it does take a little bit of time to get used to having a bathroom with someone else. So she says, just take a deep breath and accept it. You are probably going to get homesick. And that's another thing too, is that a lot of college is just kind of learning to feel comfortable, learning to kind of handle the emotions that you're going through, and there will be a roller coaster of emotions, because on some days you're going to be so busy with classes, so busy with other things in your life that you won't even remember about home. And then there's other days when you're just kind of sitting in your room thinking, I could be home right now and, see my high school friends, this, and that, and it gets to be a little bit harder. Which brings me to the next topic. It's okay to bring things, oh wait, okay, I already said this. It's okay to bring things that remind you of home, but don't bring home. Oh, and that's exactly what I just said. Okay, the next point, along with what I just said, is to get yourself out there. So she was basically just saying that it's really easy to sleep in, go to the library, kind of pass time that way to, get through the day when you're not in classes. But the truth of the matter is that if you just wake up, go to class, go back to your room, eat, take a nap, wake up, go back to class, go to the library, and you don't really see people, your brain now has more space to worry about other things. And if you were already homesick, then more than likely your subconscious is going to bring up that uncomfortable feeling that you miss home, that you want to go back. And once you plant that seed in your brain, it's like a spiral effect that, one little emotion will kind of trigger something, and you will feel so sad and so, just kind of discouraged, not want to go through the day, and then it'll just spiral out of control and you might not want to do anything. And to avoid those problems, it's really important to be with people. So I'd say even the first 2 months of school when I was a freshman, there were 2 buildings that were like side by side, so everyone was kind of going in and out of each other's buildings. And my entire floor for the first 2 months maybe would keep their doors open, propped open with like a brick or a shoe or something, and people would just be going in and out of each other's rooms. So, don't really worry too much about like work. Excuse me, I know that sounds really like horrible. I don't mean like don't do homework, but I mean the first semester of college really should be to kind of find your niche, find your group of friends, join clubs, and get out there. Like, don't just sit in your room because you will regret it. And if you're, more of like a quiet person, someone that doesn't really like to go out, then I would really suggest, bonding with your roommate, bond with people that are on your floor, and then little by little, whenever you start to open up, then you'll find yourself wanting to go out, wanting to do more things, and just not really being afraid to kind of step out of your comfort zone and move forward. So take advantage of being in college by seizing those opportunities to socialize and meet people you would never have met otherwise, which is so, so important. It might feel like you're putting yourself out on the line by trying to hang out with new people, so make it easier. Simply join a new club, write for a student newspaper, or strike up a conversation with someone in your freshman seminar course, which is exactly what I just said. Because essentially, what do you have to lose if you don't connect with this person? There's so many other people out there. Everyone is new. Everyone is meeting each other, so you don't have to make necessarily like strong, hardcore connections to this person, but just, see how it goes. If you have a lot of things in common, like invite them to come over, maybe go grab some lunch, but do things that are outside, because I feel like you're just going to love college so much more if you just go do things out of the dorm room. The next point is to keep in touch with friends and family, but to a reasonable degree. I know a lot of people freshman year that had long-term relationships from high school. They would hold on to the relationship and kind of seclude themselves because they'd be in their room Skyping or texting or calling. And the same thing goes with girls that would hold on to their high school friends, which of course is really important. It's always a great thing to stay connected to your high school friends, but if you kind of close yourself in and hold on to high school rather than just trying to take the next step and move forward, you're going to find yourself kind of falling behind in making new friends and starting this new chapter of your life, because again, it just takes a lot of inner strength to kind of put everything to a different side and say, okay, I still am friends with them, I can still text them every once in a while, but I don't have to, necessarily be in contact with them all the time. They're going to be there when I'm home for a break, but as of now, this is my new life, and you just kind of have to be comfortable with yourself and understand that this is just a new chapter of your life. If you find that you're more friends with people from high school and you want to keep them as your best friends, then, after college, it's not like you have to be best friends with these people even after you graduate. You can always remain friends with your high school friends, but just try not to hold on to the past for too long, or not to try to hold on to high school. And of course, it's going to take a while. When you first go into college, the first few months, you're practically still a high schooler because you just graduated. So if you find that it's hard, don't beat yourself up. Don't think that there's something wrong with you, because you're practically still a high schooler. I mean, let's be real. But you'll find that it gets easier, and I'm just kind of saying this so that you can keep this in mind so that it won't get harder. Realize that most students are going through the same thing, which again is what I was saying before, that everyone is essentially new. Everyone is that new kid. Everyone is that kid that doesn't know where they belong. Everyone is going through the same thing. So don't feel like you shouldn't walk up to someone and introduce yourself, because you never know, you could end up being best friends. So then some other just quick little side notes is to stay true to yourself, try not to go overboard, and if it doesn't get better, talk to a counselor. So there's a difference between being a little or even a lot sad about missing home and being depressed. If months go by and you still really hate school, your grades suffer, you can't stop crying, and you sleep too much or not enough, go talk to someone, which I definitely would suggest too. So if you find yourself kind of trying out these things and you really don't like it, then I wouldn't say that you should start automatically assuming that you hate college and that you can't move on with your life. Maybe you just, aren't in the right school. There are a lot of people that transfer out after the first semester because they just realize, maybe I picked the wrong school, maybe this isn't the place for me. They transfer and then they love it. So, don't beat yourself up, don't think that there's anything wrong with you, but reach out to, your parents, a sibling, your counselor, whoever, and, if you find that maybe this is not the right school for you, then maybe you should try to maybe look around for other places. But anyways, I'm running out of time, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I will be making a new video every single Thursday, and if you have any video requests or if you have any specific questions, feel free to reach out through my blog, through Twitter, through Facebook. I just uploaded a beauty video on my beauty channel, so feel free to go check that out. And as always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Love you all. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can find out when I have more videos, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.